What is going on, guys? What is going on? We are back. Sunday night stream. Good old 9 p.m. stream. What's going on? What's good? What's good? Liver Ticked Outfitters, thanks for the stream. No problem. What's going on, guys? Leo, how's my Sunday? My Sunday is beautiful, man. I always love a good Sunday night prep. Noties on for the man. Aiden, thank you. Solid, Nate. Let's see how a boss does it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Is this not in 1080? I thought this was in 1080. What's going on, guys? What's up? Just saying what's good to everybody in the live chat. Thank you for tuning in. I'm getting the link posted, so just give me a minute. I'm going to give everybody about 3 to 4 minutes to kind of get in and get antiquated. Solid, Nate. Boss is streaming 1080p. Kevin, where's D-Book tonight? I don't know. I think D-Book's tuning in one way or another. CV, what's going on, man? What's going on, guys? You guys can make sure you utilize the live chat. I'm going to definitely do like a Q&A part of the stream as well, so definitely say what's up. Sorry if the sound is a little bit weird, but what's going on, guys? Everybody hear me okay? Like I said, I'm going to try to give everybody a minute to get in. Kind of sucks. I used to be able to play music, and then YouTube was like, hey, we're gonna kick your account if you do, so I can't do the intro music anymore. I used to love get some good house music going. What's going on, guys? Cool. Sounds good. All right, sweet. What's going on, guys? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get the stream link posted in the Discord. Getting the stream link out to the Discord peeps. 1 second. All right, cool. Stream is out. Sweet, what's going on? I missed the Benny Benazzi. Tom, I totally feel that, man. I love Benny Benazzi. Hopefully I get to see Benny Benazzi later this month in DC. That'd be sick. One of your close friends on Twitter is saying a break above 416 and we go straight up on SPY. I'm going to talk about SPY. That would actually be a little bit different than my thoughts, but I'm going to give you guys what I'm thinking on SPY QQQ. I'm actually thinking constructive pullback to start the week. Tom, what's going on, guys? Kyle Shepard, what's going on, man? Congrats on winning the book giveaway as well. Let's get after it this week. Yes, sir. AI was a banger way to end last week, so hopefully we keep that momentum going. Look left, what is going on, my man? Good to see you. Welcome. Sunday night stream, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, giving everybody just a minute to kind of get in the stream and get comfortable and get your notepads out or whatever you choose to kind of take notes with. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate it. Thanks, let me know. He's watching Tuesday. Yo, Telemundo. Nice, I like the username there. Cool people asking about Discord. There's a tweet on my Twitter. You can like that tweet. You get a Discord invite. Discord spots for April open today. So you are welcome to take advantage of the $99 discount special that's going on right now. So, and we do a stream like this every single morning in the Discord, guys. Every single morning we do a pre-market live stream. It starts at 9 a.m. We do a stream like this for 30 minutes, cover my exact plays and watch list for the day ahead. So pretty excited about that for the upcoming month. Yep, what's going on, guys? All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started here in about 1 minute, trying to just give everybody a couple seconds to get in. Hopefully my throat holds up through the entire stream because I've been running out of gas lately, but try to hydrate a little bit. What is going on, guys? All right, I think I got the stream link out to everybody. Gave everybody about a few minutes to get in. Only one Sam. Garrett, what's going on, man? Adam Najib, what's going on? Tesla, I'm going to cover in depth, guys. I'm actually going to go over the Tesla delivery numbers and everything as well. So I haven't looked at Meta too much. I've got a pretty tight focus list for the week ahead. First off, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome to the Sunday night stream, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, this is going to be hopefully somewhat more of a regular thing. I'm trying to do more of these free streams, at least like 3-4 times a month. So really appreciate when you guys take the time to tune in. Hopefully the 9 o'clock time slot works well for you guys. The nighttime streams are always a kind of a change for me. But again, welcome. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll give you guys a pretty quick rundown of how I'm going to structure the stream. So I'm going to just quickly talk about the week ahead, and then I'm going to kind of get right into the charts. I'm going to cover SPY, QQQ, and then the charts that I have lined up for tonight so far are Tesla, AI, Nvidia, probably cover some coin a little bit too, and then just, kind of that's going to be my focus for this week. So I'll kind of detail what I'm thinking on those names, go over some quarterly, monthly candles, go over some of what I'm looking at for tomorrow and what I'm looking at for the week ahead, especially on the indices. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're going to talk about some Tesla delivery numbers as well. And yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. What's going on? Thank you. You're welcome. Elmer Fudd, what's going on? Elmer, good to see you in the stream, my brother. What's going on? All right, guys. So I kind of want to get started talking about the week ahead. Usually, I'm covering a little bit more of the macro side of things, but macro relatively slow this week. We do have Bullard speaking on Thursday, some PMI data coming in, but other than that and the OPEC news that we had over the weekend, obviously oil futures absolutely ripped today, this evening, and I think they were up 9% on that OPEC news. So definitely going to be expecting some strength in oil. I know futures were slightly red at last check. I haven't checked them in the last hour or two, so I haven't been keeping too close of an eye on ES, but like I said, futures have been relatively kind of mid lately. So I think one of the biggest catalysts for the market this week is going to be the Tesla delivery numbers. If you guys did not see the Tesla delivery numbers, they are out. Obviously, Tesla had price cuts this past quarter, and the goal was to drive sales. Obviously, a lot of their higher price models. So from Reuters, I'm going to kind of just quickly read directly off that. Tesla posts record deliveries, but misses estimates as competition weighs. Obviously, they still delivered a record number of vehicles. The number was 422,875. Expectations were 430,000. So a slight miss on expectations there for Tesla. And Tesla is actually going to be the first chart I want to cover tonight as we kind of go over these delivery numbers, because it fits a lot of the qualities that I like and what I wanted to cover on the stream. Obviously, they said if not for the price cut, probably would have been bad. But Tesla's deliveries numbers were 36% higher year over year, but below the 52% that Elon Musk wanted, right? So what does this all mean? I actually think that this is probably going to result in Tesla being red tomorrow, in pre-market at least, and this is going to be an interesting setup that I'm going to be looking for going into this week. And why is that? Okay, so I want to kind of preface with how I go about creating my watch list every Sunday night, right? Which is basically what this is. This is you're watching me live do my preparation for the week ahead. And I think that's a really good insight into how things work, because without a doubt, I can say unequivocally, one of the moments where everything changed for me as a trader, especially in terms of profit wise, was when I started sitting down and putting in 90 minutes on the charts every single Sunday night. Why is that important? And why do I host this stream on Sundays, right? Well, I do this for the room too, for the Discord. I put out an entire 40-minute video every week. The reason that I do that is because this was such an important thing for me that I want to be setting not only the example, but also providing the insight and the research that I do every single week. Because what this does is it makes taking the trades during the week relatively robotic, right? It's the setup and trades that I want to take are planned out on Sunday night. So Monday morning, Tuesday morning, whatever, it's all execution, right? It's just robotic execution, which is how it needs to be. Non-emotional. I already know the key levels. I already know the strike I'm looking at. I already know why I'm looking at it. And it's really just about being patient and waiting for the setup to come, because I already have that plan laid out and it's rock solid, right? I know that it's an A+ setup. So that's the importance of these streams and the reason why I do them and why I do preparation every Sunday. Right, so yeah, I guess it was technically a beat, but that was kind of, I'm not so sure about that. We'll see. I'm not going to try to guess and say for sure Tesla's going to open 200. Maybe it opens green. What I am going to say is that going into Monday, if we do see a dip on Tesla, I am going to be looking to be adding that. And why is that, right? So I work back to front, right? So especially we just closed a monthly and a quarterly candle last Friday. And when that happens, right, you have so much information at your disposal, right? So monthly and quarterly candles are personally like some of my favorite things to look at because they give you a glimpse into what is going to have relative strength, what is going to have relative weakness, and why, right? So a good example of this, and I'm quickly going to shift my focus. Yeah, I did see that on Tesla retracting their, on Reuters retracting that. I think CNBC reported that as well. I did say they was saying a slight beat now on Reuters, but yeah, total production Q1 was 440, 808. So, we'll see. I'm not going to try to predict too much on what those delivery numbers are going to do to price, right? I'm just trying to kind of put it out there on what I think the initial reaction may be. I'm not going to try to speculate too hard. The trade plan is going to be relatively the same either way. So again, that is kind of focus number one for me, is looking at those monthly candles and understanding, okay, this is going to illustrate relative strength, right? So a good example of that is on AI. You can look at the quarterly candle for AI, right? And look at how strong that is, right? And so that's going to give me an idea, okay, that's probably the most insane quarterly candle on 15x relative volume. I'm going to want to be looking to long this stock, right, on dips or on flushes, or I know that there's going to be strength there because the wider time frames are so bullish. When you have wider time frames like this, just like a person like me, I want to be buying this stock on dips, right? And so when you have wider time frames being bullish, right, that is usually going to be a good indicator for me to take advantage of the long side on a name like this. So quarterly, monthly, all really, really bullish on a name like AI, and Tesla fits that bill as well, right? Tesla, very, very bullish monthly candle here, and why? This monthly candle is bullish to me because we have the long lower wick, right, body of the candle closed at highs. And now what I am going to be looking for, right, is at least probably a test of that prior monthly candle high, which was there at 217.65 on that monthly candle, right? Increased volume. And so coming into tomorrow, right, my trade plan on Tesla is going to be relatively simple, right? Weekly looks really good here. Monthly looks really good. Daily looks fantastic, obviously, right? But the first key level we can kind of mark out is that break of the 200 resistance, right? We know that Tesla's a stock that travels heavily on psychological resistance breaks. I had the 200 calls on Friday in the room at 92 cents. I sold far too early at like 117 or 118, and those calls ended up going to $7, right? 800% move on Lotto Friday. I sold far too early. The point being, I had a thesis that psychological break could result in a big move, and it did, right? So my plan coming into tomorrow, based on the Tesla hourly. The hourly is my Bible. This is where I draw my key pivots, and this is where I create my trade plan, is really off this hourly chart, right? And so coming into tomorrow, guys, there's some key levels that I see. Obviously, we have our high, intraday high, right, on Tesla at that 207.79 area. We hit 208 in after hours, so I do like to mark out that after hours high at 208. Coming into tomorrow, I personally think we could flush down to 204 and then down into this 200 or 281 range, right? Personally, my trade plan going into tomorrow is if we do see a flush down on Tesla and we open red on SPY QQQ, I'm going to be looking toward that 200 level as an area that I want to be stepping in to buy calls if we see buyers step in, right? So my focus here, because those wider time frames are all very bullish, I'm going to be more keen to buying a Tesla flush when I know that the higher time frames are supporting an upward trend move, right? It looks fantastic on all of the higher time frames, and therefore this is a stock that falls into that category of I'm going to use those higher time frames like the monthly and the quarterly and the weekly even, right? And then work my way back, and here we are at the hourly, right? And it's still true, that same daily level at 281 or down to 200 psych. Those are going to be the areas that I'm going to be looking to add, right? A plus add zone is if we flush down to 197.5. That was the key break that I highlighted on Friday. I don't know if we're going to get down that far. We probably don't. But again, upside-wise, I'd be looking for a move back to 208. If we open above 208, trade plan would obviously change, right? But personally, I'm going to be waiting for that flush and retest of that major breakout, right? We see how big of a move the 200 break caused. I personally think traders are going to want to see that 200 level retested. David, what's going on, my man? Good to see you guys. If you're still rolling in, welcome to the Sunday Night Live, guys. We're covering some Tesla, going over the Tesla daily chart and weekly and quarterly, monthly, all the time frames. Right now, David, what's going on? Mid-Coast Traders, what's up? Utilize the live chat, guys. Definitely ask me any questions you want. Try to communicate and give feedback if you have questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can. That's the whole point of these streams, is to kind of create a dialogue, go back and forth. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you so much. Sauce Boy, what's going on? Appreciate you. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. So that's the trade plan for me on Tesla, guys. It's pretty simple. I want to be looking to long this name on weakness, right, and on flushes down to those key levels. Sabir, I love you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Hopefully I did not butcher your name. I appreciate that. Sauce Boy, what's going on? Chip Gordon, thank you, man. I appreciate it. This is dope. Yep, no problem. I'm going to try to do more of these. Can you do a 10-minute segment of the stock we suggest at the end? Yeah, so paid for the room. Now I'm profitable. Sauce Boy, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the room. If everybody wants to check out the Discord, there is a tweet on my main Twitter. You can just like that. It'll send you an auto DM, invite link and everything. So I got your name spot on. Sweet. Thank you. Can I do a 10-minute segment at the end? Yeah. So at the end, guys, I'm going to do a 15-minute Q&A/chart request. So I'll try to get to the stocks that the most people kind of give out and or mention, right? And I'll try to cover that, at least 2 or 3 of those that get mentioned a lot. I'll try to cover them while kind of doing some Q&A. So we'll kind of BS and do some chart requests and Q&A at the end. We break above the high, do we add on the retest? Yeah, I'll cover that in a little bit. So let's talk about SPY QQQ, right? This is, I think, what a lot of people want to kind of cover and understand it, and these are going to tie into the rest of my watch list. So I want to cover SPY QQQ here, guys. They're 2 very different charts right now in my mind. So personally, I'll just preface with this. You guys probably have seen, you know, as far as what my trading is, I personally have been trading QQQ more than SPY. That's because tech has had relative strength, right? We're starting to see the terminal Fed funds rate come down. Lower rates, strength in tech. Think about what has led this rally. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, right? And so with tech leading, I want to be exposed to the tech-heavy index on the long side especially. I was shorting some QQQ early last week, which was nice. It pays both ways. Personally, I like the daily and weekly chart on QQQ a little bit more than I've liked SPY. I personally hate trading SPY between like 398 and 407. I think it's a shit range. Excuse my language. But I personally just don't love trading SPY in that $8 range. So I've been trading QQQ instead. There's times I like to trade SPY, especially on the downside. I'll trade SPY more because we've had weakness in financials, which SPY has exposure to, QQQ does not. So quick preface there. Do I do these breakdowns every Sunday? Can you share the Spotify playlist? I definitely will share the Spotify playlist in the Discord. I do these breakdowns every Sunday in the Discord. I'm trying to do like 2 or 3 public streams every month. But if you want to join the Discord, I do a public stream breakdown like this, or a private stream, excuse me, every Sunday in the Discord. I put out a 45-minute stream video just like this every single week. So, and the link for that is in my bio on Twitter or down below in the description. So, and every Sunday we do a detailed view like this. So let's start out SPY weekly, right? I'll clear my levels quickly. Obviously, this is a very bullish candle, right? I mean, we had an absolutely massive day on Friday. We ripped. There's no other way to put it, right? Just massive upside day. Everything went nuclear, right? So, and I think a lot of people are coming into this week bulled up, right? Because psychologically, you have to think about it like this. We've been chopping for like 3 months or 4 months, right? And so after these big trend days, everybody gets excited, right? I'm always a little bit more cautious when those type of days happen, right? Because that often results in the market being overextended one way or the other. And I think that is kind of the case. I think we're a little bit overbought on the overall market right now. So coming into this week, even though the higher time frames are definitely bullish here, right? Especially on the monthly, right? Really nice monthly volume. Weekly looks fantastic, very healthy. I personally would like to see constructive pullbacks early week here, right? Okay, so on SPY, let me illustrate why I'm looking for that. There's a very key area on SPY that I reference a lot, and it's going to be the distribution that we saw in June, right? Let's look at the distribution that we saw in June, right? This 410 level was really, really difficult. And the reason why I look at the June distribution that we saw is because it preceded this massive move to the downside, right? So we saw basically 9 days of consolidation in between 400 and 410, right? And once that consolidation broke down, this was kind of like a big panic fear mode in the market in June. We saw that basically just massive sell-off, right? Down to 357. That's a huge move, guys. That's a waterfall type of move, right? That's continual gap downs overnight, and that had pretty much a massive move to the downside. Therefore, I know that 410 level is a big key area on the daily. I'm not saying that we're going to pull back. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I want to come in prepared for both ways. I don't want to just come in and be like, I'm buying calls over yesterday's high, like simple, right? I don't want to come in and do that. What I do want to do is be prepared for both directions, right? So on the daily, I could absolutely see a direct move up to 413 and 416. There is not a ton of resistance keeping us from doing that, right? That being said, we printed a Hulk candle on the daily on Friday, right? I am simply saying I am prepared, right? If we do reject at this 410 level, right? And we touched 409.76 in after hours, right? What I would be looking for would be a constructive pullback down to 406, right? We know that 406 is important because we've rejected there 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Multiple times on the daily chart recently since December. I would like to see a retest personally. If we don't get it, that's fine. I'm still going to trade it. I'm just saying an A-plus long setup for me would be a retest of that 406.80 level, 407. Personally, I think there's a short trade to be had there if we reject off 410 for an intraday type of scalp. Please keep in mind, I am not swing trading heavily in this market, and I'm trading in terms of like holding things overnight a lot less. It's just not that type of market. There's a market to hold things overnight if you've been in the room, obviously over the summer, we had like multiple straight weeks of like 1,000% moves, right, on the options. And a lot of that was swinging, right? Tesla calls, coin, AI, etc., right? Over the summer, it's just a different market right now. Friday was a peak into that, right? The AI calls that I mentioned in the room went 1,500% Thursday night into Friday, which was a fantastic trade, but it was just really smaller size for me. I had size in the commons, but it's 1,500% move, great. That's a great sign of that starting to happen. I want to see more of that before I start overnighting things heavily. So everything I'm mentioning right now is primarily intraday based, right? So again, the key level that I'm going to be looking at is this 410.35 area, the top of that range from June. And obviously, like I said, guys, if we do clear that level, I think it's 413 quick and then 416.72, right? That's as far as my brain is going to think. Obviously, over 417, we probably go 420 and then 425. As far as I like to think about the next 48 hours and really the next 24 to 72 hours, right, in terms of prepping on a Sunday. I'll deal with the rest when it comes. I want to keep my prep as simple and straightforward and clear as possible. Devin, what's going on, man? Do I hold any weight to gap fills? Yeah, gap fills are definitely important, right? I mean, QQQ filled that gap, which we're going to talk about. So, Adam, is chat open? Yep, the live chat is open. If you're referring to the Discord chat is also open. Again, guys, I'm just going to say it again. There's a tweet on my Twitter, on my main Twitter, which you can hit the like button. It'll send you a Discord invite if you'd like to join the chat. There's also a link down below in the description. But again, so like I said, guys, I personally am going to be looking at that 406 down to 407 level, right, as an area that I would personally think a constructive pullback off of 410 would be warranted. And not only warranted, I think it would be healthy, right? The market is not just going to go straight up and it's not just going to go straight down, right? We see these constructive pullbacks in trends. Right now, we are clearly in a nice trend upside, right? Especially in the daily. Therefore, we come out to the weekly. What's that magic level, right? Let's clear the levels and look. Okay, prior weekly candle high, maybe if in that 403 level even, could definitely be a logical place to be retested, right? We have the high on this weekly candle from 310, a retest at 406. I would not be surprised even if we retested 403. We break down below 403, that's where I think we trade down towards 400, etc. Again, as far as the upside targets go, right, I think, kind of near-term max upside I'm going to be looking for is 416.72. If we clear that area, then we probably go towards August highs, right, which would be in that 426, 427 area. All I'm saying is everybody's a little bulled up right now. We had a crazy day on Friday. I'm not saying the market won't get bought up if it dips. I'm just saying I'm ready to trade a constructive pullback to the downside, and I think that there'll be great opportunities if that happens too, right? Especially on the long side. Be some nice short trades too. I like to trade both ways. So that prior weekly candle high looks solid. What's going on, guys? If you guys are still rolling in, welcome. We're talking SPY levels for the upcoming week right now. Welcome to the Sunday night stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got over 300 people in here. I really appreciate it. Really stoked to kind of do another one of these streams. If you're new, welcome, guys. If you guys are new and on the stream for the first time, we stream every single day like this in the Discord. Link is in my bio. If you want to come and trade, we got tons of EDU content in there as well. If you're new to the YouTube channel, don't forget, I really appreciate it, guys. These streams are completely free. All I ask is you throw a like on the stream below. Make sure to subscribe. That helps out the channel a ton and allows us to keep putting out a ton of content like this, like the videos, like the trade breakdown videos, like the streams like this. It allows us to do all that stuff. So all I ask is if you want to do, shoot us a little subscribe, throw a like on the video. I would really appreciate that, guys. That actually means the world to me. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of your guys' support on the regular, and that's what allows me to keep doing this channel. Yes, this is Webull right now that I'm charting on. I personally like to do TrendSpider. Like I use TrendSpider to chart and post charts. Webull, though, is really nice in terms of streaming wise. I can build it out nicely. So personally like to stream. Is the long short peak on TradingView Daily 410 and yours? I know. This guy in coin who needs another ticker. Yeah, can you cover snow now? BAD. A lot of people are asking about DKNG, if that's a ticker you guys want me to cover. At the end, I've seen a lot of people mention it so far. So yeah. Thanks again for tuning into the stream, guys. I appreciate it a ton. Sorry, I'm just doing a little retweet on the stream link. I really appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Thank you. What's going on? Yep, guys. Thank you guys for tossing likes. I really appreciate that. You're the Coin Master. Any outlook out there? Yep, I'm definitely going to cover coin here in a minute. That is on my focus list. I'm going to cover AI after this. I already covered Tesla. That's at the beginning of the stream. I'm going to cover coin, AI. I'm going to cover QQQ, I'll cover Nvidia, and then a lot of people are asking for DKNG, so I'll definitely do that. All right, so let's talk about QQQ. And so we're going to look at the weekly on QQQ. I'm going to clear my levels for you guys, and I'll kind of redo them. I'll keep this a little bit quicker, we're going to look at the daily first. So this is what I'm saying. A little bit of a different look here on the QQQ daily, right? QQQ is a little bit ahead of SPY, and this is what I'm talking about. I use Webull to trade. Yes, I use Webull. Above 69 goes nuts. Yep, on coin for sure. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Tech is a little bit ahead of SPY, right? Tech is breaking out on the daily, whereas SPY still can come into that 416, 413 resistance above, right? QQQ is providing a really clean trade opportunity, in my opinion, on the daily chart. And this is where I want my focus to be, right? If we get that constructive pullback on the S&P, and one of the reasons I think a constructive pullback to the downside makes a lot of sense, this 316.40 area was a humongous area of resistance on QQQ. I really like to keep my trading as simple as possible. Constructive support resistance flips are my bread and butter, right? Bull or bear market, it works both ways. I like QQQ to come down towards this 317, 316.45 level, retest that breakout, and then go, right, towards 333, which would be the August high, right? We look at the weekly, August highs up there towards 333, right? So what I think, and again, I'm not playing that so Raven over here, right? I'm coming in and telling you what I think would be the most constructive and logical price action for the market to follow. I don't try to predict the future. That's the best part about trading. I just get to come here and react every single day. I don't have to try and predict and, again, sit up here and pretend like I'm that so Raven and I'm going to see the future. That's not my goal here. My goal here is to come up with a logical plan, and if it changes, I react to it. That is it. It is very cut and dried, simple. Does that make sense, guys? Because I think that so many people try to come here and predict, like, dude, like you're not going to get paid trying to predict the future fully. Like you got to come in here and just with a solid plan every single week, right? So logically, again, I think that constructive pullback towards 316, this would be an area that I'm looking to long. If we come out to the hourly, right, I think we're a little bit extended on the hourly, right? So my key levels on the QQQ hourly, right? Prior breakout level from Friday afternoon, 319.42 up to 320, right? 320 is going to hold some psychological weight, 319.71, right? That was clearly an area because we came back down, retested 319.71. That's an area that I would first look at. Below that would be that midday support on the QQQ hourly, which was 318.64. So I'm walking through these levels for a few reasons, right? These are levels that I think will come into play if we see a move down, which would be healthy to retest. We can't just go straight up. We have to have those retests, right? And I would, there's a very good chance that if we get downside momentum, I'll trade it down and then I'll flip long, right? That's what I love to do. Is I love trading both sides in a single day. That's when I think that my trading is at its best, is trading both sides. Like last Monday and Tuesday, I was in QQQ puts both mornings, soaked them throughout the day, and was done with them by the end of the day, right? And then I came in and went long Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think that when my trading is the healthiest, I'm often trading both sides in one day, or if I'm just doing a one trade a day, it's trading both sides actively throughout the week. That is when I think I'm at my best, right? Because you see the market with just a neutral glass on, right? Instead of having a bias that you really want to be trading this one side, I will happily take QQQ puts down to 318 and then 316.42 and then relong it at 316. I'll happily do that. That's the whole point. That's the advantage, is that you have the ability, right? So I think that a lot of people kind of miss out on that. What's going on, guys? JX Flores. True, you only have the That's So Raven on coin. That was all right, man. I had much bigger plans for that trade. Obviously, I took some off recently because of the SEC thing. I just think it's not going to trade as strong. But it was a nice trade, definitely from 40s and 50s up to 80. I did sell some at 87, so that was a great trade. Man's huge shout out from the Romania. Romania, what's good? That's dope. Follow you like a magnet, you the golden coin. Appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Samuel, what's good from Romania? Love seeing Dane Trades. What's going on, man? Love the content you've been putting out lately. I follow you. What's going on, dude? Good stuff. What's going on, guys? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Once again, Sunday night stream. Sorry I can't have the music going on the streams anymore, guys. YouTube said they're gonna ban me if I play music anymore. So it's a little bit boring in the background. I apologize. I'd like to have the house music vibes going, but it's all good. We're still gonna make a game plan for the week ahead. From Brazil, what's going on? Tiago. Meows Meow, I left your room, but I still respect you. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Respect always. From Brazil, what's going on? Love that stuff. Love seeing the international love, guys. That's actually so sick. I have no idea what time it is in Brazil right now, but I'm sure it's probably some weird hour, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm going to be looking at on QQQ. Is really going to be focused on, again, that constructive pullback down to 318.64. I really think that that's a great level to pay attention to. But again, the bigger picture level for me on the daily, right, is going to be that 316.45 level. So if you guys have chart requests, if you guys want me to cover certain tickers, Brazil's only 1 hour ahead. Wow, I did not know that. If you guys have any chart requests, leave them in the chat. I saw a lot of people mention DKNG. I saw a few people mention Apple. If you got some outside, charts that you're holding back, leave them in the chat, guys. I'll definitely cover them. If you got any sauce you want to put on display to the live chat, let it be known. SQ, Google, definitely Google with the relative weakness last week. That was an interesting one. GME, Nvidia, I'll definitely cover Nvidia. That's a good one. Let's cover Nvidia. I want to kind of do this one because Nvidia is a little bit interesting to me because we actually saw some relative weakness here on Friday. Why do I think that was? Probably in part because it's overextended. Probably also in part because we saw a lot of money inflow to Tesla. So sometimes when you see money flow out of a name like Nvidia, you see it flow into a name like Tesla. Because those trade in tandem, right? Like Nvidia, Tesla, you'll see the correlation if you pay attention to it. And so this one was interesting to me, only up 1.44%, Tesla up like 7%. I'm going to keep a watch on this. Personally, I'd rather just short QQQ, but this is an interesting one, possibly on the downside. Maybe for a retest of 264, it may need to trade in this range between 278 and 264 for a little bit. The weekly, I mean, this thing, the last time it had a red week was a month ago, and before that, I think it was 2 months. So this thing's been an absolute tank lately. I don't have the huevos to short it, but if you do, I mean, be my guest. I'd rather short QQQ, I think. Either way, I think this one looks a little bit tired. I'm just putting this one out there as like maybe you keep it on your radar because it does have some relative weakness. So again, I think there's a lot of resistance up here at 289, and especially because if you guys look at the Nvidia weekly, what's one thing we automatically see? We're trying to test support from basically all-time highs, right? All-time high on Nvidia 346. The key support that it built on that run up to 346 was 289, 290, right? Right in here into 288. So we're testing like basically all-time high levels in terms of support, right? Within 50 bucks. So I think this one's primed for a little bit of relative weakness. This would be probably a more short side trader for me. I'll keep an eye on it. But again, if I do take intraday short trades, it's probably just going to be on the Qs rather than Nvidia. So Apple, Baba, a lot of people saying, Baba, it's so fun trading with man, such a good attitude. M. Davis, I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. Really, really appreciate that. Means a lot. Miguel Vargas says Rivian. A lot of people saying Rivian. I'll do Rivian. DKNG. Let's get like a China name in there. Apple, Baba. We'll do Apple for sure. Yeah, 284 volume shelf on Nvidia. I saw that as well. So again, guys, Nvidia just probably more of a little bit of a downside vehicle for me. One of my last watch list names is going to be AI. One of the reasons that I want to put this out there, obviously, year making trade for me on Friday here, a little bit over $45,000 in profit, which was insane. Probably will be one of the biggest trades of the year for me. Only other big one was Coin. And really, guys, the reason that I want to show you guys this chart is because this is absolutely my favorite quarterly chart, maybe ever, that I've ever seen. And that's probably, I don't say that very often. I don't know if I've ever said that. This is the AI quarterly chart. That is a work of art if you are looking to buy a stock, in my opinion. And this is a very high time frame. So we're looking at the quarterly chart on AI. The whole thesis behind the 1,500% move that we got on the calls on Thursday into Friday was that they were going to close that new quarterly candle at highs, which they did, right? And this has been one of the strongest charts out there. Obviously, the AI theme is hot right now. And so this is honestly, guys, again, one of the charts that I absolutely love. This is a stock that I own. Full disclosure, I own shares here. I sold some on Friday. I'm going to hold a core position, and I'm going to add to it when it dips. But this is a stock that I'm going to be looking to own over the next, probably 4 to 5 months at least, right? At least into the next quarter or two, just because purely of how strong of a quarterly candle we have here. The theme is good. I think the company's solid. It's only, it trades at a relatively decent valuation, especially for the space it's in. And look at the volume, right? I think we talk about relative volume so much, guys. Look at the relative volume on the quarterly here, right? Prior quarterly, the highest volume we had was 200 million shares. We treated 1.23 billion shares. Right, we're talking about a 6x higher than we've ever traded volume before. That is a huge thing. We know that volume precedes price, right? So this is going to be a stock I'm absolutely looking to buy dips on. And then this is the monthly chart, right? Candle closed at highs. We're seeing a trend here, right? What is the trend we're seeing? Tesla monthly candle closed at highs. AI monthly candle closed at highs, right? These are stocks I want to be looking at to buy dips on, right? Closed over the prior monthly high as well. And so what am I going to be looking at here? So I think that this is the weekly and daily candles are insane here. The weekly candle is nutso. But we had obviously a huge breakout, right, over this double top resistance here. And this is what my main focus going into the week is going to be a retest of this, right? So this was such a big breakout because this has been basing for months, right? We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks basically in this range. And so this breakout may have more legs towards 35, 40, who knows, right? That being said, I think there will be a major A-plus trade opportunity when this comes back and retests 30. And so I'm going to be hawking that like crazy. This is going to be a main focus for me. This is a set price alerts type of trade and then wait for it. I really think that Again, looking at a long opportunity off of a retest of 30 is going to be a humongous focus for me. We know that this was major resistance because we rejected there twice on very high time frames. And so when we come back down to it, I'm going to be looking to trade a retest of 30 on the long side. I'll be probably looking at the 35 calls, whether that's this week, later this week, next week. It's just going to be a main focus for me, right? If that makes sense. And clear strength here on the daily as well. Again, if this stays strong, I mean, this could start to trigger some of the AI sympathy plays to kind of go with it, right? So UPST, Lemonade, both AI lending, and then Lemonade is AI insurance based. So those are a couple names to watch. I think that one of the other things I mentioned, Nvidia, seeing a little bit less strength. Maybe we're seeing some money flow into some of the more speculative market cap names like AI, for example, rather than Nvidia's market cap, which has gotten bloated. So I think, we'll see some trend pulls there. Where we see money flow into the more, stuff that's been more beaten down, right? Because if you look at AI also, if you look at the quarterly, this thing is still down, right, 70% from highs, right, at 183. So we're still huge way towards anything like all-time highs, right? We're talking about just absolutely massive moves. So interesting to know. That's one of my favorite charts. I gave you guys the key daily levels that I'm going to be watching. Probably look at the 33 calls if we got a dip down there. If not, I'll probably look towards trading some of the sympathies. The premiums are super jacked there. So not an A++ focus for me off of Monday, but definitely something I'm going to look to trade. The stock's also been really nice to me. That's a big thing. Every time I trade it, especially commons and options, I've seemed to take really nice wins. And when a stock works in your favor, that's a huge thing, guys. I talk about it all the time. But I like to focus on 3 to 5 stocks, right? On a regular basis, up to maybe 10 or 15 if we have more wide-ranging themes. And this is a stock that I've personally loved trading. It's been really good to me. It behaves. That's a huge thing. Stocks are like people. If a girl's behaving, you take her out on an additional date, right? She's good to you. She's nice. She sends you the good old good night text, right? This stock is behaving, right? It's like the girl you want to keep taking out. So I'm going to keep trading it because it behaves and it treats me well. And so stocks are like people, right? Or it's like a really good friend, right? The friend goes behind your back and is talking about you to other people. You're not gonna fuck with it, right? You're not gonna trade it anymore. Excuse the language there. But if your friend is really loyal to you, treats you well, that's like this friend to me, right? So I'm gonna keep it close and keep taking advantage of it when it offers good opportunities. So I don't know if that analogy makes sense to people. It's cool. If not, I swear it's the truth. So. Somebody's going to take a recording of those analogies, be like, man's talking about stocks are like people on the stream. Don't let him cook. Sauce Boy, what's going on, man? Hell yeah, man's keeping it real. I am keeping it real. I think that's the truth, guys. I wouldn't say it. I know I'm laughing and I'm saying it in a joking manner, but I personally think that through my entire career of trading, that has been one of the biggest takeaways, that stocks really are like people. The more you start to understand their personalities, and if a stock keeps doing you wrong, maybe you just leave it alone, right? There's nobody forcing you to trade it. So I think it is the truth. Right. So, all right. So, So a couple other names that I'm looking at. Let's talk about Coin. I know a lot of people want to hear about this one. This is an interesting one, guys. Obviously, this one was trading really, really strong. Wells notice got dropped here. Funny thing about this, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the U.S. is actually selling the Bitcoin related to the Silk Road settlement. And it's funny because they're selling those Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? They're using Coinbase as their mode of exchange to sell those Bitcoin, but they also just issued Coin a Wells notice. So it makes no sense on that front, in my opinion. But technically, let's talk about the chart. If Bitcoin maintains strength, Coin was a name that was following AI because it fits in that speculation basket. In my opinion, guys, this is a clear long side trade over 70, right? Over 70, I think we'll probably try to fill that gap down. And so I think we'll probably try to fill up to 77. So an hourly close above 70 is something I'm really going to be looking at. This is an area where I'd use a chart like the 4 hour because I think the 4 hour is pretty clear here. If we get a 4 hour close over 70, you can see that we've had selling pressure every single time we've touched 69. So it's a high watch for me over 69, but don't forget about those big wicks that we saw on the 4 hour up to that 70.09 level. And if you want to be safe, maybe even that 70.72 area. So for me, like I said, guys, over 70, I think it's a nice long trade. It's not something that I am looking to actively trade like, okay, like my top focus is going to be coin, and obviously that sucks. I know this stock like the back of my hand, but it just doesn't trade the same after the SEC Wells notice, which is understandable, right? That's part of the reason I reduced my position in it, is because of the fact that it's just not trading as well, and that's a black cloud hanging over it. And so I'm not saying that it can't move. I'm not saying that it can't have a good move. I'm just saying that it's less towards the top of my focus list because it has that black cloud hanging over it in terms of the long side, right? Probably nice short trade off of 70 if it rejects again. We'll see. I'd rather just short the Qs again, but like I said, I think that, there's a pretty clear standard levels here. 69.70, the key to watch. I'd be watching a 4-hour close. Psychological levels, this thing trades a lot like Tesla. And so, in my opinion, right, we've got tailing daily volume, but that 70 psychological level, if we get an hourly close above that, or even better, a daily close above that, I think that one rips and tries to fill that gap to the upside. So definitely a watch for me on that. I have to see how Bitcoin does, but obviously, interesting to note. Priscilla, what's going on? PLTR, shout out D-Book Trading. He's all over that one. I will cover it. A lot of the growth names getting asked for. PLTR, DKNG, all these growth names. You guys just want me to cover ARK? No. I will quickly cover ARK, actually, but watching the 41 break. Okay, this is simple, easy. This will provide an A-plus opportunity, right? This will provide an A-plus opportunity in my mind this week because 40.92 has been a key level every single time. So if Kathy can get over 41, then Kathy can see 45 in my opinion, right? And this is where we see broader market breakouts, right? ARK is going to be the sentiment gauge, right? So if you are looking at trading things like DKNG, PLTR, AI, Coinbase, any of those high growth, high beta names, they trade off of ARK more than they trade off of Spire, QQQ, right? So those high beta, high growth names, Roblox, DKNG, PLTR, all those names, if I'm trading it, ARK is up right here, right? You guys see my other screen that's behind my face right now. You probably can't really see it, but imagine it. There's a trade right there, right? So that's going to be right there. And these names will probably come back into focus. These names have been beat down for years. So I think it's a good experience to trade those names. I like trading those names personally. But if you look at the weekly and monthly are really crucial. I feel like ARK has been $38 for 4 years. But seriously, ARK's been in this range now for a minute, for a really solid minute, right? And it's not a coincidence, right? We've retraced this is the stages of a bubble chart, okay? Right? This is public awareness, consolidation, massive, this is the new paradigm, right? Come down, this is the fail, right? And then it prints 13 straight red candles on the monthly, okay? And look at the increased volume, right? But we're sitting at a major area of long-term support at 34, 35. 41 is a huge level, right? And we know that 49 is an even bigger level. So just, keep this in mind. ARK could probably trade in a range like this for another year. But again, it's seriously basing, right? We're getting really tight here on the monthly candles. So definitely on accumulation on growth, in my opinion. That's a really great point, and I totally agree. So that's a good quick breakdown on ARK. On the shorter time frames, guys, daily chart, 40.51, 40.92. Again, I think over 41, this rips towards 45, which would be a nice 10% move to the upside. The daily structure is healthy here. Daily structure is really healthy here. So 40.90 is my key level for a move, and that's partly because of that high from back in November, right? So I want to see through 41 on ARKK, and that will relate to a lot of the growth names. So, okay, so if you guys have chart requests or questions, feel free to ask. If I started with $100, this is a great question. See, ask questions like this because I love answering these type of questions. If I started with $100, where would I start with that strategy? Okay, $100 is, in my opinion, the perfect amount to start out with, because you can trade something like ARK. ARK's a great example. Contracts on ARK are like $15, $20. Like, you can find affordable contracts in a name like PLTR, in a name like ARKK. If I was truly just starting out, I would start out by trading something like ARKK, or even you could trade 0DTE SPY, but you can trade weeklies on ARK, so you don't have to trade 0 day. You can trade weeklies on ARK and just learn how contracts move, right? Like if I was starting with $100 or amount of money that wasn't hugely important to me, I would start out by trading $15 to $20 per contract, and learning how things move, right? Practice a strategy that you think works, right? Like simply go to the hourly and like on ARK, for example, right? I'd be like, okay, these are my key levels, okay? 40, 45, 40, and then down to, 39.62. And so you say, okay, if we get a flush down to 40 tomorrow and it holds, I'm going to look at buying maybe the 42 or 43 calls, right? You'll probably have to play out of the money. But if I was in that position and I had $100, I'd be looking to like master scalping something like ARKK, try to build my account up to 150, etc. Take small wins, take small base hits is what I would do, and then just try to build my account up. And then once I did that, I'd put more money in and go to 500 and then 1,000 and work my way up. That's what I would do. Yeah, and $100 it's decently easy. So it's not easy, but yeah, Mara's another good one. If you guys have small account recommendations for stocks, that's a great one. Riot's good. Coin is solid if you have like a $500 account, in my opinion. Those are great small account names, definitely. So if you have questions, ask them. I will try to answer them while I do chart requests. A lot of people have been asking for BABA. Obviously, huge week last week. They are restructuring their entire company. Huge weekly volume. Like the weekly looks fantastic. Personally, I think these China names are going to go. Keep in mind, China names have always preceded the US by about like 2 to 4 weeks. So China started running last week. US started running pretty quickly behind it. Oftentimes we see preceding moves here, right? So again, I'd be looking towards 121 as like a broader term target. In terms of the hourly on BABA, it's kind of messy, but I think you'll see 100 act as a pretty strong psychological level of support. If it breaks under 100, probably a decent short trade, but I'm not going to look to short something with relative strength. So I'm going to be looking for a move, probably consolidation towards 100. This has had a huge move lately, and then maybe we retest 105, right? If we look at the daily, I think that's logical, right? 105. I would like to see this support hold though. 102 down to 100. If that area holds, I think that's where you start to see, kind of the basing for the next move, right? I think Bob is definitely undervalued in like a technical or fundamental standpoint. And again, I'm not an expert on fundamentals. That's definitely not what I am. So do your own research and due diligence. But, I think BABA, is China investable, right? I think that's the question. So they did get sent on that news, though. The restructuring is really interesting. If you look into why BABA ripped, it's because of that corporate restructuring that they're doing with like AliCloud, which is like the big revenue driver there is on AliCloud. So keep a lookout. Like I would go over and look at like how that restructuring is going to affect them. I think a lot of people are really in favor of it. Obviously, Jack Ma, BABA's an interesting. It's a beast in and of its own, in my opinion. But BABA's got some really cool overnight moves. It rips on news, which is awesome. So SQ, please. SQ is a good one. Let me cover SQ. This is fighting, obviously, the Hindenburg short report. I have not read that report in full. I saw some of it has some validity in terms of like users. Is there a material difference there? Technically, it needs to get back over 70. If it gets over 70, it can test 72, etc. I didn't love what I did read out of that short report, so it's not a name that I'm going to look to probably trade long. And it's probably just, I don't like headline risk, right? And so there's probably going to be a response filed soon. I'd like to let this sit, marinate. If it gets over 70, it's interesting because Coin had bad news the same day and it's trying to get back above the same price level. It's obviously just a coincidence, but both those stocks need to get over 70 to see healthy moves to the upside, in my opinion. So thoughts on Nvidia? I already did Nvidia, so I'm not going to recover it. If you want to just go back and look, I think that you could find Nvidia. I think it's like at like the 940 mark. So decent puts play below 68. Yeah, if it breaks below back under this key level, this is what I'd be looking at. So 67.29 would be the level that I'm looking at. If it breaks under 67, I think it could trade down to 65. I didn't love the way the contracts were moving last week. I was looking at them. But again, 67.29 is the key there. So A lot of people asking, I do videos like this every single morning, guys, for our pre-market live stream. Just head over to my Twitter. You can hit that tweet, like the tweet. It'll send you an invite to the Discord if you'd like to join us in the room. Again, guys, thank you again for tuning into the stream. I really, really appreciate it. These streams are free. I'm going to try to do 2 or 3 of these a month. If you don't mind, please just do me a solid, like and subscribe. So like the video, you can comment, leave a comment if you'd like. That helps out the channel a ton. That allows me to keep making these videos. It allows me to keep making the trade recaps and doing the stream. So if you do enjoy this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. We're almost at 50 likes on the video. I would love to get to 50. That would be sick. Thank you, guys. We are just hit 50 likes. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. 52. Let's go. Maybe we get 100 here. That'd be really, really sick. So if you guys are enjoying this, again, I appreciate you tuning in, coming in and spending your time. We've been on for an hour already. So I really appreciate it, guys. Again, Discord chat, you can click on the link in my bio. Thank you. 59 likes. Let's go. We'll hit 60. Maybe we'll get 100 before the end of the stream. That would be amazing. That allows me to keep doing these videos and providing these free streams for you. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Dane, thank you for the fire stream. I appreciate that. Boeing, we can do Boeing. Boeing's a good one. Let's cover Boeing. BA. Rip on Friday. I don't trade Boeing a ton, but it seems like this one's forming a really nice base on the daily. And again, it's coming into a resistance area on the weekly. So here's where I'm going to set a price alert on Boeing, guys, is if we get above this 219 area, right, into this 220 spot, this has been basing now for a long time, right? We're talking about multiple months here of a basing, right? If we look at the weekly too, this is getting really tight, and it looks like we're flagging on the weekly. So on Boeing, this looks like a nice trade if it gets above 221. Broader time frame probably go towards 235, right? We notice these bigger wicks on the weekly. These indicate selling pressure. That's going to give me my next target area for a long trade. If we reject at 220, it probably is a nice, short-term downside trade. So yeah, guys, appreciate it. 77 likes. That's so sick. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. We might hit 100 before the end of the stream if you guys enjoy it. Don't forget, please like, comment, subscribe. It means a ton. Maybe we'll hit 13.2K subscribers. If you guys want to follow me on IG, I'm going to be doing some pre-market live streams for free on my Instagram. It's @manstrades. Pretty simple. If you want to go over there and follow me, I'm going to be doing some IG lives in the morning. So don't forget. I really appreciate that, guys. Yeah, 13.2K subscribers. We're at 13.22K. So please don't forget to subscribe. Means a ton. 80 likes. Looks like we're going to hit 100 before. So, yeah, that's BA. That's what my thought process on BA. If you guys are new, just coming into the stream, welcome. I know it's 10 o'clock. I'm probably going to wrap up here soon, but covered a ton of charts, AI, Coinbase, Tesla, SPY, QQQ, Coin, etc. So, bro, thanks for this. Stay healthy and happy, fellas. Sauce Boy, what's good? BAC, yeah. Yeah, BAC is an interesting one. We'll cover a financial name. This is kind of a gross chart, honestly, right? It's gapped down a ton already. But you can see if we look at the weekly on BAC, it's got that really big support at 29.74. So if it retests 29.74, given the financial uneasiness, we'll call it, I'd probably be looking to short a retest of 29.74 on BAC. Man's Trades for IG. Yeah, it's Man's Trades. I'll put the link in the live chat, actually. And I'm going to be doing some pre-market live streams on there. So let me put it in the live chat right now. Yeah. Let me do this really quick so I can put the Instagram. Bachelor Man's Trades. Cool, put the IG link in there. Yep, you guys can go. I would really appreciate the follow on IG, and we will be doing some more free streams on there as well. There you go. Boom. IG. There you go. Instagram.com/manstrades if you want to follow that. Links right there, guys. I would love it. I'm going to be doing some more pre-market streams on there in the mornings between 8:45 and 9. So shout out if you guys want to check that out. But on BAC, like I said, financial names have been more weak lately. So definitely going to be looking at that 29.74 level on BAC. Again, if financials are weak, I will usually just trade SPY. But again, that's a great level to pay attention to. On BAC is at that 29.74. That's that prior weekly support. So definitely something I'm going to be paying attention to. A lot of people were asking about DKNG and Apple. Those are the last two I'm going to do, guys. DKNG looks fantastic, guys. This looks like it wants to test the upper end of this weekly range at 22. So again, I think that's a nice trader. Again, this is all going to be dependent on ARKK. If ARK breaks above that 41 level, and this is what I was saying, is important to check out, okay, is like ARKK going to break out above 41? Because if it does, right, that's going to definitely give, extra strength to a name like DKNG and some of those other higher growth names. PLTR is another great example, right? So again, I appreciate all of you guys coming in the chat today. Absolutely insane stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. As always, gonna a little IG story up for as well. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. But yeah, so that is definitely another one that I want to look at. PLTR is interesting. I know Book's all over this one. Book, if you're still in here, PLTR. Thank you, man. Appreciate the work you're putting in and time to teach us. M. Davis, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Almost 100 likes on the stream, guys. We'll see if we can hit 100 before we get off of here, but that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. We're at 86 right now likes on the stream. So thank you guys again. Like and subscribe. It's what allows me to keep doing these streams for you guys. So again, on PLTR, this one is a little bit crowded. This one did gap up on earnings, so I do think it has room up to there. It's a loose AI sympathy as well, so if we see a name like AI continue, this is a nice pivot name to look at. It's probably going to hold some strength if we see the AI theme continue, right? So this one had really good earnings. They gapped up off of it. I think PLTR weekly looks fantastic. I know D-Book Trading really likes this one as well. And he's usually pretty on par with these higher time frame looks. So definitely a nice look on PLTR as well, guys. I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes or so just answering any questions. We got about 4 minutes left. Again, thank you guys so much for checking out the stream. 90 likes. Yeah, on DKNG, what I said was it looks good for a test of the $21 level on the weekly. So you see how we have these long upper wicks. You see how, again, long upper wick to 21, long upper wick to 21. I would be looking probably for a test of 21.47 on the weekly. The key resistance to get over, obviously the psychological level at 20 is going to provide, I think, a move, right? So this is another stock. A lot of these growth names, they like to move on these psychological levels. And if we look at the daily, DraftKings has a pretty clear path to 1990. It's that $20 level that's going to be crucial. And if we get above 20, I think this probably trades up to 21.74. And DraftKings is another fantastic small account name in my opinion. So how many trades do I take a week? Okay, so that's a great question. I love that question. I want to spend some time on that one. Okay, so this depends on the market environment. Last week, I took, I think, 12, or not even. I think I took 11 trades last week in total, which is so sick. I love that. This has been a one and done type of market. I think on average last week, if you include lotto, smaller size trades I took 11 or 12. I'm a 1 to 2 trade a day guy in this market. I want to identify the best 1 to 2 setups every single day and then attack those 1 or 2 perfect setups, right? I do not want to try to be trading 50 different things. There's a market to be going out and taking a lot of trades. I don't think that is this market. So, there's sometimes that it's worth it to do that. In this market, I think the more trades that you're taking, the more opportunity you're giving the market to take your hard-earned profits back. So in my opinion, in this market, I'm trying to take the least amount of trades I can, right? And just focus on the most A-plus setups that are out there, right? I really want to be, I like to think about this. This is like you're going to a restaurant and you're a picky eater. You want to be as picky as possible and wait for your favorite meal to come up on the screen, right? Yeah, man, don't sit there and that's like a good way to drive yourself insane in this market. You have to think this is a really choppy market on lower volume and it's range bound. So your trades need to acclimate to the market conditions, right? And that's a key skill you have to learn and master. And when do I think the cycle rebalances? Probably soon. We've been in this cycle for a while, right? It's been really, ARK topped 2 years ago, right? And so we've got to wait for all that speculation to kind of get reset. If you look at past speculation bursts, .com bubble was about 2 years, 2.5, 3 years before the market started kind of rebalancing. And so I think that we're closer to the end than the beginning, right? The Fed controls all, and they are almost done raising rates. So once that stops, I think you'll definitely see liquidity and some of those crazier, more speculative moves come back, and that's when it's really fun to trade, and you get those really crazy moves. So I do read the tape. That's a pretty big thing that I do. LRCX. Is this like a biotech? Lamb Research. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's consolidated inside day. Looks like it's going to test for 550, but I can already tell $500 stock, not trading a ton of volume. Those premiums are miserable. That'd be commons only. Any oil names? I don't love trading oil too much, but Exxon's going to be ripped. These are all going to be gapped and gone by the time pre-market opens, so I will not have any interest in them long side. I'll probably look to fade this at some point. Not going to step in front, but I'll be looking if Exxon is up here towards 113, maybe even up towards 116. I might be looking to fade that. We'll see. Yeah, so I think, guys, that's LRCX. Yeah, Lamb Research. Yeah, like I said, I think that looks good. It's got the inside day off of that candle. I think that if you test up towards 547, right, that's what it looks like to me on the daily. Is we're going to test that 547 level coming off the inside day. What I would be looking at is a break of those daily highs at 533.09, right? So 533, get a break above that, it'll go. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I went a little bit over the allotted time. We were on here for an hour and 12 minutes. I can't thank you guys enough. Trying to get the, do I post my entries and exits? Yes. Quickly, last plug for the Discord. Yes, all entries, exits are posted in Discord. I trade live every single morning, guys, and we do a pre-market live stream every single morning from 9 a.m. to 9:30. If you'd like to check out the Discord, the link is in my bio. If you want it delivered right to you, you can go to my Twitter, hit the tweet that says April Discord spots, like that tweet, and it'll send you an invite to the Discord. So in your Patreon, can I learn how to do tape reading? Yep, there's definitely some EDU videos on reading the tape in the Patreon, so you can check that out if you like. Thank you guys all again so much. I will see you guys in the Discord if you join up. I will see you there this week. Cannot wait to trade live with everybody, 9:30 to 11 every single morning. And I will see you guys all on the pre-market lives. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This was awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love on the stream, and I will talk to you guys next time. I will see you guys next time on the next public stream. Good luck in Q2, and I will see you guys all on the streams in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to me when you guys take the time to come on here and check it out. I'm going to get some sleep, hopefully eat some dinner, and I will see you guys later. Peace.